Tonight, an officer-involved shooting in Pope County leaves one man dead. Plus, a pedestrian is hit by a car on Colonel Glenn.
It seems like he had a very severe head trauma. It was something that you would see in a war zone.
And a Little Rock fire truck is getting a different look for the month of December.
Get out in our community, spread some holiday cheer, make people feel good for the season. That's what it's all about.
Your news starts now.
This is THV11 News at 10.
The number of violent crimes in Midtown is of such concern to city leaders, they have decided to change the way police protect the area. A new task force is already seeing the impact.
THV11's David Lipman was invited to sit in on their daily briefing. He joins us with more. David?
Denise, Craig, 8 people killed in the last 2 weeks in Little Rock, a few in Midtown, along with a number of other violent crimes as well. So the goal of the new Violence Reduction Task Force is to stop new crimes and to finally catch the people bringing pain to all those families.
I've been doing this for 20 years, and it comes in cycles, and we're just in one of those cycles.
But it's a cycle of increased crime that LRPD wants to end. Around a dozen officers make up the Violence Reduction Task Force. They come from the Patrol, Special Operations, and Intelligence divisions.
The officers were not necessarily handpicked, but they did volunteer. So they have a more of an interest, if you will, in catching these criminals.
Their strategy is to spend as much time as possible in Midtown. One business manager said off the record that if he used to see 1 officer a day pass by, he now sees 3 or 4.
We're trying to be as visible as possible, and they should see that as a positive of more police presence, trying to make a difference in their neighborhoods.
They have daily meetings to talk about trends and things they're seeing and specific cases they're tracking. A lot of their information comes from undercover officers, which we weren't allowed to see.
They give us that intelligence. We work with that and try to find specific cars and people.
The task force is only a week old, so most of what the officers have discovered relates to open cases, which they can't talk about. But they know it's already making a difference.
The second night we were on it, on this shift and on this task force, we did have a shooting, and we did arrest a suspect from that shooting. So that validates thus far what we're doing.
The task force also identified a couple of witnesses from yesterday's homicide at 13th and Woodrow that officers want to talk to. And they have photos and found a suspected shooter and his car, which is a dark 4-door Mercedes. And you can see all of these on my Facebook page.
All right, thank you, David. New tonight at 10, Arkansas State Police are investigating an officer-involved shooting in Pope County. Pope County deputies responded to a disturbance on Morgan Road in Dover. This was around 3 this afternoon when they were confronted by an armed man. Deputies say they asked the man to drop the gun. That's when he opened fire. A release from state police says at least 1 deputy returned fire, hitting him. The suspect died at the hospital. State police say more information will be released tomorrow. A man is severely hurt after being hit by a car while trying to cross the street. This happened around 6 tonight on the 6900 block of Colonel Glenn. Police say a man, later determined to be homeless, tried to cross the street from a liquor store and stepped out in front of a car. A street vendor who has worked in the area for over 2 years told THV11 this isn't the first time something like this has happened.
There's been a lot of close calls in this area to where there are people who walk between some of these different businesses and loiter in the area. It's very dangerous because of the traffic flowing through here.
Boone says he'd like to see more enforcement on loitering, maybe a traffic light or more designated crosswalks. Little Rock police don't believe the driver will face any charges, but the investigation is ongoing.
Meantime, David's Burgers employees preparing to close when a man tries to rob them. It happened around 10 p.m. at the West Little Rock location.
Employees say a man with a handgun and laser sight walked in, pointed the gun at them, and demanded money. Police reports state the suspect tried to open the safe unsuccessfully and then took off. Police found some of his clothing on Interstate 430. They did not find him.
The body of a missing fisherman is found near a boat ramp in Dardanelle. A witness says they were crossing the Highway 7 bridge yesterday and saw a boat halfway across the river and a man swimming after it. Authorities couldn't find him yesterday and continued the search this morning. The Yale County Mounted Patrol and Dive Team found his body today near the Veterans Park ramp. An elderly woman dies in Sherwood, and police are investigating her death as a homicide. The investigation started at a home on Shoshone Drive this morning. Police were called to the home in regards to an unresponsive person. No word yet on the victim's identity. Police are calling this the 5th homicide of the year. No other information is being released right now.
A topic continuing to get a lot of talk, medical marijuana. The way it could be implemented in Arkansas is raising concerns.
Yeah, this week the Department of Health released draft rules which are raising questions specifically in the workplace. THV11's Caitlin Gardenhire has more.
Arkansas is the first state in the Bible Belt to allow medical marijuana. Now the questions of how this works are rolling in.
What the Department of Health was charged with is actually drafting rules and regulations that will eventually be proposed rules once the Board of Health reviews them and approves them.
The rules are based off the amendment. They're still being edited and changes are expected. It covers things from using electronic register cards.
And there's information in the draft about how big someone's picture should be if it's on an identification card.
To dispensaries and marijuana dosage.
The way that the amendment was written on that Arkansans voted on, it gives qualified patients and or caregivers every 14 days 2.5 ounces of marijuana.
Medical marijuana in the workplace, grabbing the attention of Arkansas employers and employees.
We are getting calls from people like, hey, what should I put in my handbook?
The state is trying to find out how this works, and so are business owners.
They're seeking to shape their new substance abuse policies, their drug testing policies. That's what their job descriptions, their handbooks kind of they need some guidance and clarification.
Caitlin Gardenhire with that report. THV11 asked our viewers how they thought employers should handle medical marijuana in the workplace. Sherry says, in part, medical marijuana is a wonderful thing, but should be under a doctor's supervision only.
And Michael says, do it the same as any other prescription. If the job requires a clear head, then they can't work under the influence. Well, let us know what you think. Just sound off on this story on our THV11 Facebook page.
Well, while the temperatures are not expected to get super cold, chances for rain are getting bigger.
That's right. Meteorologist Mariel Ruiz joins us with a first look at what's ahead. Hey.
You can see.
All right, we are having technical difficulties. We'll try to get Mariel.
Yeah, but at least you can see the numbers.
Yeah, 61 high.
Yeah, and there's the state. I would know it anywhere.
Let me see. 31 in Fayetteville.
See, I was born here. I know that's Arkansas. And those are cold temperatures.
All right, it's going to be raining tomorrow.
Oh, wait, no, hour by hour.
Wait, no, that's not tomorrow. That's Saturday.
Well, it's Friday, and you can see the hour by hour. It's going to be cold early in the morning, but you knew this was going to happen. Get up to 45 tomorrow about 9 a.m.
All right, we do know that tomorrow is the last day of sunshine and clear skies. So if you want to get out there and take care of your Christmas decorations, tomorrow is the day, because this weekend, boy, is it going to be pouring down.
Yep. And we pretty much know that we have never been to meteorology school. The head of the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is reemphasizing the call for seatbelts on school buses. This after the deadly Chattanooga accident that killed 6 elementary students. The agency says school buses are the safest way for children to get to and from school, but there are ways to make them safer. Federal regulators, for the first time, called for 3-point seatbelts on school buses back in November 2015. With a new president set to come in, there is a push for new abortion limits in Arkansas. Opponents are pushing for a ban on the second trimester procedure called dilation and evacuation. Representative-elect and president of Arkansas Right to Life, Andy Mayberry, plans to file legislation next week to prohibit what he calls a savage procedure. Abortion rights groups say it's safest and most commonly used in second trimesters.
Well, the Obama administration showing its support for requiring women to register for the military draft. The administration deliberating for roughly a year now about whether to back the change to the selective service. Under current law, women can volunteer to serve in the military but are not required to register for the draft. All adult men must register. It would take an act of Congress to add women to the selective service. The reward for information in a Little Rock murder has now doubled tonight. THV11 spoke to Todd Sieber's wife earlier this week when she first told us about the reward, which is now at $10,000. Police say a woman shot and killed Sieber at the Heinz detail shop last month. Sieber was not the intended victim.
A charter airline is canceling all flights after a deadly crash in Colombia. The Bolivian Civil Aviation Authority indefinitely suspending La Mia airline operations.
This after one of its planes carrying a Brazilian soccer team crashed after running out of fuel just 5 minutes from its final destination. Only 6 of the 77 passengers survived.
It's the first time in over a decade a Central Arkansas high school football team has the chance to win a state championship. North Little Rock is taking on Fayetteville for the title tomorrow night. The game isn't just a huge deal for the coaches and teams, but also for the community. People in North Little Rock were so excited they're getting their tickets early. Expect War Memorial to be bumping tomorrow night with charging Wildcat fans. North Little Rock's mayor says the game has sparked huge excitement across the city.
We all want to be part of a team, and so their success and their hard work encourages the rest of us to want to get on the team and be part of the success that they're fulfilling. So we're glad to be on a winning team. We love them whether they win or lose, but we're going to be the next state champs.
The high school is also asking fans to show their team spirit by lining A Street all the way to the crosswalk on Main Street from 7 to 8 a.m. tomorrow. You can buy your pre-sale tickets tomorrow morning from 8 until noon. Our very own Raven Richard will be there live on THV11 this morning. Kickoff is set for 7 p.m. and Craig and I will be there live at 5 and 6. Get ready. Stick around. THV11 News at 10. We'll be right back.
Well, with the threat of incoming rain, the annual Big Jingle Jubilee Holiday Parade has been rescheduled. The fun was set to take place this Saturday, but has now been moved to next Saturday, December 10th.
Yeah, organizers say postponing the event will hopefully get a bigger crowd to enjoy the traditional holiday event. And due to the date change, Olympic gold medalist Jeff Henderson will no longer be able to attend. It's unfortunate, ain't that?
Well, I think the big issue right now is Mariel's mic working.
It's working
Yes.
now. Mic check.
Thank
1, 2,
Yes.
3.
And everybody watching goes,
Struggling, okay?
everybody watching goes, thank goodness.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what
So
happened.
are we.
The
Yeah.
batteries just
I don't know
died.
if we made up a few temperatures or what, but
I think you guys did
we
great.
gave it our best.
I should just chill by the fire or warm up by the fire, and you guys can just do weather.
I don't know. Yeah, I think we may have failed that. We need to go to.
I think you did great. You said if you have anything to do outside, do it tomorrow because it's going to get cold and it's going to rain this weekend. And that's basically.
I was listening to you.
You were.
Earlier today.
I'm so proud. I am a proud meteorologist right now.
Yeah, if you can keep the rain away by at 11 a.m. Saturday for Jingle Bell Run,
What do you?
I'll give you a
Well,
T-shirt.
let's talk about it. Oh, you'll give me a T-shirt.
I'll give you a T-shirt.
Oh, okay, well, let's
buying
talk
you off.
about it. I'm going to show you the future radar and see if it's around at 11. Okay, so your weather headlines. Sunny on Friday, expected to be nice. It's going to be rainy and cold for the weekend, and then even colder as we head into late next week. But for tonight, 39 degrees, mostly clear. It is going to be cold, so expect that. Winds will be very light and out of the south at about 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow morning, sunrise happens at 6:59. We are going to be in the upper 30s throughout 6 and 7, and then we'll heat up into the mid-40s by 9. Clear skies, calm wind. So very calm Friday. By the daytime, it reaches 60 degrees. That's a little bit on the warm side for this time of year, but not by a lot, just by about 4 or 5 degrees. Okay, the future radar. This is Thursday at 10:30. Clear skies, that's what we're seeing now. We'll continue to see clear skies throughout Friday, but look at what happens Friday evening. This is at 6 p.m. We start to see cloud cover expanding across the western part of the state, and then eventually the rest of the natural state. Saturday morning, this is at 6:30 in the morning, that rain showing up from Hot Springs to Stuttgart and into the south. I'm expecting moderate to light rainfall throughout the morning. Now, as we head closer to 10:30, it looks like we might see some rain. This is at 10:30. That rain moves from the south up north. So that's when it gets into Little Rock. This might be affecting Jingle Bell Run, unfortunately. And then as we head towards the afternoon, that rain expands up towards the north. So it starts in the south Saturday morning and then moves its way up towards the north. It thins out somewhat Saturday night, but that rain is expected to stick around throughout the rest of the weekend. So for the high on Friday, 60, it cools down big time thanks to the rain and the cloud cover for Saturday at 47. Now, if you want to time out your day here, this is how it's going to look. We are going to hang out in the 40s throughout 9, 10, 11, and 12. So expect it to be a cold and rainy day. Temperatures don't change much as we head into the afternoon hours. That is thanks to the rain and the cloud cover. The rain sticks around through Monday and Tuesday. It's going to clear out a little, but we're going to keep the cloud cover in the forecast. On Wednesday, that's the next best chance of rain, and it's also going to be the next time we cool off. It looks like a big pocket of cold air moves into the area as we head into Wednesday and Thursday. We are going to cool off quite a bit, so be sure to enjoy the sunshine tomorrow. We'll be back after this.
Welcome back. Hackers infecting more than 1.3 million Android phones through illegitimate apps. This means the apps are not downloaded from Google Play. The malware installs malicious advertising software to track users. Google has blocked 150,000 versions of the cyber attack, warning consumers to stay away from uncertified apps.
If chocolate had less sugar, would it taste the same? Well, Nestle claims they've found a way. How, you ask? By hollowing out sugar particles. This reduces the chocolate sugar content by as much as 40%. Nestle is applying that is, for a patent. They plan to start rolling out products containing the new sugar in 2018.
All right, well, listen to this. The Faulkner County Sheriff's Office is challenging other departments to a competition, a donut eating competition. The Sheriff's Office has called out UCA Police, Conway Police, and Arkansas State Police to the competition. This is part of the UCA Crime and Punishment Fall Outreach. The goal is to bring the community and police together. And this is going on tomorrow night on UCA's campus from 7 to 9.
All year long, we love sharing positive stories with you, and each year on Christmas Day, we highlight your favorites from the past year. We've posted a poll on THV11.com where we want you to vote for your favorite. If you don't see your favorite story on the list, leave us a comment, and then watch on Christmas night at 5:30 as we appropriately share the top positive stories of 2016.
Of course, it is December 1st, which means it's time to get into the Christmas spirit.
Oh, and the Little Rock Fire Department trying to give you a jump start.
Yeah, for the whole month of December, the department will be taking their holiday truck covered in lights through the city. The purpose is to spread joy and fun for everyone.
And the department is also hosting their annual toy drive to collect gifts for children in the foster care system. You can donate at any Little Rock Fire Station through December 16th.
A lot of times as firefighters, people, we see people in their most negative times, and, we want people to be able to see us in their positive times too.
If you want the fire truck to come to your neighborhood or event, all you have to do is call 918-3710 and schedule it.
It's free, and the department says they'll be happy to do it. Mary?
Oh, the Arkansas men's basketball team is back on the hardwood tonight at Bud Walton Arena, taking on Stephen F. Austin. We've got those highlights. Plus, Coach Foley and the Little Rock women's basketball team are battling Oral Roberts at the Jack Stevens Center. Catch those highlights after this.
And there's lights.
I was sitting in the break room, and there was a man there who was an artist, and we just got to talking about his artwork and a possibility of a memorial, and he sketched one out on a napkin.
What started as a conversation and a drawing on a napkin turned into something way bigger, the Pawn Veterans Memorial.
Well, 5 years ago, a group put together a committee and organized a nonprofit to build a memorial to honor those who've served our country. It will officially be dedicated December 17th. The group plans to participate in wreaths across America by placing wreaths on all the graves.
That's cool.
That is
way to go, Pawn. The envy of everyone, and we're still going to give you a t-shirt. Even though it looks like the rain's going to hit us before we start running.
Oh, it
Jingle
does.
Bell Run for Arthritis Foundation Saturday.
It is.
You were
And
planning
it's
on running?
Oh, yeah.
You were?
Well,
Oh, I'd love to see
call
that.
what I do running.
Sneaks on. We should sneak a GoPro on you.
Are we going to get a shirt? Can we get a shirt? Is there
Nope,
one
just
for
Oh,
us?
I know what. Give this one to Isaiah. He's only 5, but he'll grow into it.
I'm the favorite, that's why.
This is cute.
Tomorrow,
I
a
love it.
high of 60, and it looks like some rain is going to sneak into central Arkansas around 10 to noon on Saturday, and it's just going to rain the rest of the weekend.
Well, looking forward to that.
I'll be cozy in
really.
my-
Duck hunters like it, though.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks for watching THV 11 News. Stay connected to the THV Information Center 24/7 on your mobile device and with the THV 11 app for your iPad.